Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel Ganesha-Hanuman.com. So today we'll talk about the upcoming new moon, Amavasya. So every month we have a new moon in a different sign. So we'll talk about how this new moon is going to impact each of us. First, the new moon, it's called Amavasya. That's like the beginning of a new cycle, right? So on the day of new moon, of course, the moon and the sun, they are together. They're right on top of each other, right? So the moon represents our emotional mind. So new moon means the mind is not reflecting any light from the soul. So in other words, our mind and soul are very much aligned. So the first thing, the biggest, the recommendation for new moon is to go within, to do meditation, because our mind is connected to the soul directly. So it's very powerful time throughout the day of new moon to do meditation, to do dharma, to make donations, do fire ceremonies, yagyas. Now, how this new moon is going to impact, that depends on at least three things, among others. So three more important things. One is which sign it's taking place in, right? Second is the nakshatra, where the moon and the sun will be placed at the moment of the new moon. And the third one is uh, depending on your chart. So what's your rising sign? So which house the new moon is taking place. So new moon means something new will happen for you during this next month. But what's that going to be depends on your rising sign. And for everybody in general, new moon, you can think of it as we're planting new seeds. So it's the beginning of a new cycle, a new month. And so the energy of that month varies every month depending on the sign and the nakshatra. So this upcoming new moon, it's taking place in, it'll be on July 17th, Monday, approximately 11:33 a.m. Pacific time, US Pacific time, on Monday, July 17th, around 11:33 a.m. So this new moon is taking place in the sign of Cancer. Okay, so the sun and the moon will be together in the sign of Cancer. So what does that mean? So that will color the energy of this new moon. Cancer is the sign of mother, um, nurturing, caring, protection. And so that's going to be the theme for the next month. So there'll be lots of caring, nurturing, this protective energy going on. And Cancer is a very sensitive sign. So people may be more sensitive, more emotional. It's a water sign. So be cautious not to be over emotional. It's a very, very sensitive sign. At the very first sign of danger, a crab retreats. And crab is the symbol for Cancer. And the crab, they're home buddies, right? So they travel together with their clan. So spending time with the family, and nurturing, caring, enjoying the company of your sangha. So that's going to be the theme for the next month. So those things will be productive if you work on those. Second is the nakshatra is Punarvasu. Moon and sun will be in the nakshatra of Punarvasu. Punarvasu literally means good again. So something good will happen, especially if, let's say, you had some roadblocks or some things were not working out in the past, or you failed at something in the past. So try that again. So this is the period of rejuvenation and making things better again. So if you try something again, this is the time to make it happen. So Punarvasu, it's ruled by the deity for Punarvasu is Aditi. Aditi is she's the mother of the 12 Adityas, the solar deities, right? So a very auspicious nakshatra. The theme again for this nakshatra is rejuvenation and healing. So those are the big themes for Punarvasu. So this entire new next month, this new cycle, these things will be on focus. So lots of rejuvenation, spending time with your family, making things good again. So try things again. So maybe something wasn't working out in the past. So now is the time to try that again. So that's overall for everybody. So the new moon taking place on Monday, it'll be in the sign of Cancer in the nakshatra Punarvasu. Now let's see, as I mentioned, so new moon means beginning of something new. So something new will happen for you, and that depends on your rising sign, which house that new moon is taking place. So now I'm going to show you the chart. So we'll go one by one, each of the 12 signs. Let me share my screen. All right. So this is the chart for the moment, exact moment of the new moon, July 17th, 11:33 a.m. Pacific time, US Pacific time, Monday. So as you see here, sun and the moon, they are 0 degrees Cancer. Okay. So the new moon is taking place in the sign of Cancer. And as I mentioned, Cancer is a very sensitive sign. It's the sign of the mother, nurturing, caring. And on top of that, sun and moon are both 0 degrees. 0 degrees means there might be some sort of instability, like you're not decided whether you're here or there, right? So again, this element of uncertainty, sensitivity, all of those will be the theme for the next month. That's true for everybody. And it's going to be, they are both in the nakshatra of Punarvasu. That means rejuvenation, try things again. Things will be better again. So now let's go one by one. We'll start with Aries. So I'll just put this sign as the first house. So let's say if you're Aries rising, or even if you have a moon in Aries, if your Rashi is Aries, then the new moon is taking place in your 4th house. First house, second, third, fourth, right? So that means this is the time to give birth to something related with your place of residence. You may purchase a new vehicle, even buy a new home, and anything that gives you comfort. And something related with your mother, because 4th house represents our mother. So all of those things are in focus, and you may have something new connected with any of those things. Okay, so the 4th house will be the focus for you. Next, let's look at Taurus rising. So for Taurus rising, the new moon is taking place in the 3rd house. This is the 1st house, 2nd house, 3rd house. Okay, so the 3rd house theme is your younger siblings. So you may start something new with your younger siblings. There may be rejuvenation in your relationship with your younger siblings. And also, this represents the house of short distance travels. So you may make a lot of productive, short distance travels, maybe within the city, a lot of errands that may be very fruitful, useful. This is the house for communication and your skills. So you may develop new skills. The communication will be in focus. So you might be having a lot of deep conversations, or you may start a new channel or something. And then also 3rd house represents our courage. So this is a good time for you to show the courage and be very bold. And in general, 3rd house is also somewhat related to our desires, right? So you may see some fulfillment of desires during this next lunar cycle, lunar month. Next, let's see Gemini. Gemini rising, this new moon is taking place in the 2nd house. 2nd house represents our speech. 2nd house represents the food that we eat. 2nd house represents our family wealth. Okay, so you may actually start some new speaking engagement, maybe a webinar. You may focus more on your diet. You may start eating better, and you may gain some sort of financial wealth, family wealth. So all those things will be in focus. And so, or if not new, there may be some rejuvenation, or you may make things better that have already been set in motion but are not progressing. So you may see progress in those areas. Next, Cancer rising. So Cancer rising, of course, the new moon taking place in Cancer. So in the 1st house, in the Lagna. Lagna represents yourself, your personality. Lagna represents your head on your physical body. Lagna represents the health in general. So the focus this month will be on your health. You may start new health routines. You may focus more on yourself, going within. And first house is also your personality in general, so how you come across. So all of those things will be in focus. Just spend time with yourself this new lunar cycle, okay, new lunar month. And especially one other thing I forgot to mention is this lunar month is going to be the month known as Shravana Mas, which is very dear to Lord Shiva. So any sort of Shiva mantra, puja of Lord Shiva will be very, very fruitful. So that was Cancer. Next, let's see Leo rising. Number 5 is Leo. And so for Leo rising, this is taking place, the new moon is taking place in their 12th house. 12th house represents the sleep, foreign travel, ashrams, astral travel, ancestors, all of those things. And 12th house represents expenses also, losses in a way. So this is a perfect time this month, especially being the Shravana month, which is very dear to Lord Shiva. So this is a perfect month for you, for Leo rising, especially to make donations. So instead of, seeing some expenses which are not under your control, a remedy for that would be you do voluntary donation, give away some things. So that will be a key remedy for you in this upcoming month. But also focus more on your sleep, do yoga nidra, sleep meditation, lucid dreaming, all of those, astral travel, those things will be in focus. And you could think of travel abroad to a distant place. So those things will be in focus for Leo rising or Leo Rashi. Next is Virgo rising. Virgo rising, this new moon taking place in the 11th house. This is the 11th house. So 11th house represents our friends in general. So very good month for you to spend time with your friends, develop new friendships or rejuvenate new friendships. Say, in the past you had some friendships and it's not working out. Now this month is the time to rekindle those friendships. 11th house is financial gains. So you may see financial gains. 11th house represents reaching out to people, to the masses. So you may start a YouTube channel or things that help you reach out to the masses for your business or just personal, whatever. So, and 11th house represents your desires. So you may see fulfillment of your desires. So all of those things will be in focus for Virgo rising. Next is Libra rising. Libra rising, the new moon is taking place in your 10th house. 10th house represents your profession, your career, represents authorities, government, all of those things will be in focus. So at your work, in your profession, you may see some improvement, something new projects, or new position, all of those things. And also represents the connection or your interaction or you're dealing with the government officials. So something new, maybe you're waiting on some permit to be approved by the government officials. So that may happen this month. So a lot of positive things, rejuvenation of 10th house things might be possible for Libra rising. Next is Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising, you will see the new moon taking place in your 9th house. 9th house represents our dharma, represents our father, our gurus, our superiors. 9th house is also long distance travels. So all of those things might be in focus. Maybe you'll find a new guru. Maybe you'll kindle the connection with some of your old gurus. You'll spend time with your sangha. So all of those things, and you may start new things in these areas, one or more of these areas. Next is Sagittarius rising. For Sagittarius rising, new moon is taking place in the 8th house. 8th house represents hidden things, change, transformation. 8th house represents also like sudden money from other people. So you may even inheritance or money from your clients coming in. So those things may be in focus. Also, there may be sudden changes, right? So and one key remedy that I always suggest for 8th house matters is going deep into the esoteric studies. It could be anything. reading the Shastras, the Vedas, or any other, lineage you follow, or any of these subjects like Jyotish, Ayurveda, yoga, energy healing, all of that. If you spend time focusing on that during this month, first, it'll be very fruitful. Second, it will work as a key remedy for the 8th house. So you'll see better and better results. Okay. Next is Capricorn rising. Capricorn rising, the new moon taking place in your 7th house. So the focus will be other people, your relationships, especially one-on-one relationships, both your personal relationships as well as your professional relationships. So this is the time to develop new partnerships, one-on-one partnerships, both in your personal life and in your professional life. So focus, spend, more energy on other people this month. That will be fruitful. It'll be good for you. That's the 7th house matters for Capricorn rising. Capricorn rising, or if you have moon in Capricorn, both. Next is Aquarius rising, the new moon taking place in your 6th house. 6th house represents service, your 9-to-5 job that you do. 6th house represents people who work for you, your employees. 6th house represents the service that you do, as in helping other people, volunteer work, or good karma, good deeds that you do. 6th house represents pets, small pets, animals. 6th house represents our Shad Ripus, the 6 weaknesses that we have, which are Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsar, the anger, the greed, all of that. So pay attention to those things. Anything related to all these things that I mentioned might be the focus. And also health. 6th house represents our health in general. So you may start a new health routine. You may focus more on donations, giving, volunteer work. You may focus more on your job. Or some new things may come up in your job, or some rejuvenation. Some things were stuck in the past, and those will move along now. So all of those things connected with the 6th house will be the focus for you for this upcoming month. And finally, Pisces rising. For Pisces rising, new moon taking place in the 5th house. 5th house represents, first and foremost, our children. 5th house represents creativity. 5th house represents speculation, stock market, love, romance, mantra shastra. So all of those things, your students, your disciples, all of those things are 5th house. So you may see new things coming up, or some rejuvenation in any of those areas that I mentioned. Children, creativity. You may actually start new, creative work, piece of art or something, right? So even if you think you're not good at art or anything, try to start something that is creative in nature. So that'll be good for you. So that's in a nutshell. I'll just stop sharing my screen. So that was the impact, how this new moon might manifest for each of the 12 rising signs. So again, to summarize, overall, it's going to take place in the sign of Cancer. That means focus will be on spending time with your family, nurturing, caring, protection, and having meals together, things like that. And it's taking place in the nakshatra of Punarvasu, which means rejuvenation. So some things that were stuck in the past may start working now, again, during this next cycle of lunar month. And also, this new month is actually going to be, it's called Shravan month. That is very near and dear to Lord Shiva. So any Shiva mantras, Shiva puja will be very, very beneficial. And finally, depending on your rising sign, some new things may manifest because new moon represents the beginning of a new cycle. So in this coming month, you may see some new activities, new projects, new things, new relationships, depending on your rising sign or your moon sign that we discussed. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. Namaste. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.